Hey, what's happening, everybody? Welcome back. This is the JR Wisdom channel. Once again, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. And this evening, I'm going to be coming at you with another video here. It's not the usual relationship stuff, but as you know, my channel isn't just about relationships. It's about motivation and self-improvement and things of that nature. So I wanted to talk about this because it came across my mind, and I know some people are going through it. And you know, I talk to people daily in the line of work that I'm in, and there's something that's consistent that I see many people going through. And it's like that's a pandemic in itself, if you will, or an epidemic, for lack of better words. And that is people just giving up on life, people just not caring anymore, people just basically just like, I'm just living out my days until I pass away, and that's it. And it's so weird to me that this is the mindset, especially where we're at now, this point in time. And this video is going to be a little, I guess, spiritual based, or, you know, philosophical, or, you know, delve into theology and things like that. But those of you who've been watching my channel long enough, you know, I've discussed these things as well. So what I want to say to you is, you who are watching, because obviously you clicked on this video, whether you stay on it for the rest of the video or you click off right now, it doesn't matter. I just want to get this message across to you. Do not ever give up. And this isn't a cliche motivation video or anything like that. I'm saying don't give up, because you never know what's going to happen. You never know and I'm living proof. And I've seen people, which I've encouraged to do the same thing. You never know. Things that are going on in your life right now, even this whole pandemic situation, it's not what it appears to be. A lot of people feel, and including you might feel the same way, that your life is over. You know, you may have tried something and you failed. You may even be a teenager or in your 20s and you're already looking at it like your life is over, because you may have lost someone, you may have lost your job, especially your heart's broken and you don't know where to turn, where to go. And you feel that it's just gonna go, people say downhill. It should really be uphill, but it's just nothing but downhill from here. And it's not like that. This world, whether you believe in chance, causality, fate, destiny, what's meant to be will be, things like that, whatever is going to happen is going to happen, regardless of if you believe in that or not. And if you just sit back and do nothing, of course, nothing is going to happen to you. Faith without works is dead. If you're just an atheist at the end of the day, and you're just like, I know that as an atheist, you still know that if you don't do anything, nothing's going to happen. You have to come to your own rescue. And this is what I want to tell you. You have to come to your own rescue. Don't depend on anyone or anything to make things happen for you. And there's a lot of people in the US here who are caught up in this whole election thing and are hoping that the powers that be do something for them. Or those of you who are maybe older, you're living vicariously through your children, hoping that your children make something out of themselves, and you push them harder than you push yourself, which is the craziest thing I see so often. People show off their kids' grades on social media, this, that, and the third, and they're just sitting back. And I'm not to say, who am I to say what your level of contentment is? But he who hates knowledge loves death. So you can kind of see certain people, and you look at, they're pushing their children harder than they pushing themselves. Certain people can't even construct a sentence or need help with basic things, but they're pushing their kids to know these things, and they're not doing the same thing. There's nothing, you're put on this earth to learn, to soak in as much knowledge as you can. You're put on this earth to be successful. You're not put on this earth to suffer. You're put on this earth to share. You're put on this earth to help other people as well. But that doesn't mean you stop being the best that you can or being who it is that you should be. Many of us fall short, and maybe at that time when we transition from this earth, we'll be haunted by the things that we wanted to do, but we just chose not to, out of fear and laziness. And you're probably looking at me like, JR, who the hell do you think you are? You're just saying that because you have everything together, or this, that, and the third. You guys don't know me other than what I tell you. Just because you see whatever you see of someone is not really what it is. And I'm just saying that to say you don't know what that person went through. You don't know what that person has to endure. I've lost, and many of you, my longtime subscribers, shout out to you. I've lost it all 2 or 3 times. Just plain and simple. I've lost it all 2 or 3 times. But each time in my mind, I knew that I can't die. I would say to myself, I would repeat to myself over and over, I can't die like this. I have to do something. I have to, this is what I want. These are my desires. This is where I want to travel. I have so many things I want to do. This is how I want to live. And I manifested that by putting in that work, not by sitting back waiting for someone to do it for me. And this is coming from a guy who's facing lengthy prison time, from a guy whose wife left him with 3 kids as a single father, from a guy who basically left 2 jobs, basically at the spur of the moment, had to leave 2 jobs, transitioned, and my fate was uncertain. But I believed in myself. I bet on myself at the end of the day. And I come from a small town in South Carolina, for those of you who know or may not know. And I come from maybe a 600, 700 square foot home by a dirt road. My mother isn't the smartest. My father was never around. I come from a single parent household. I was the oldest boy as the 3rd child. But I knew as a child that wasn't it for me. I knew as I got older that this wasn't it. You have to, in your mind, I think we all know or feel what we feel like we deserve. But some of us are just afraid to pursue it, or feel like, I don't want to say deserve. We know what we want, but we don't feel like we deserve it because of our environment and people around us make us feel like we'll never have it, or we'll never get it. I've separated myself so far from any of that, any of the concerns of other people, their beliefs, what they feel like they can and can't do, what I can and can't do. None of that affects me anymore. And that's the part that's liberating in terms of that. People lose things and start all over all the time. And the joy in it, when we look back at things that happen to us in life, is so beautiful, because I'm so thankful for what it is that happened to me, how I was brought up and things like that. But hindsight is 20/20. You live life, and then you look back and you understand when you look back at time and events that have transpired in your life, you're like, I see why that happened. I understand now why, whether it's divine or not, I understand why that had to happen to bring me to this position, because I couldn't see it any other way. It's like leveling up. You got A through Z. Some people may skip from A to M and they end up losing it all because they didn't go through B through L. You understand what I'm saying? If that makes any sense. So you have to go through these things in order to appreciate it at the end of the day and to know what it is. I just wish that some people wouldn't have a defeatist mentality. Even whether you're in your 40s or 50s, some people are just sitting back, waiting to die, waiting to pass away. And what kind of existence is that? And I think about that to myself when if I make it to be a certain age, Am I going to be like that? Am I just going to be like, there's nothing left for me? It's Groundhog Day. I'm just waiting to pass away. It's not what it seems. There's always something. There's always something for you. There's that dream that you have. No matter how crazy it is, you just have to take that step towards it. And I know this is cliche, and I hate to be doing this to sound cliche, but it's so important. It's so important. You may not be with the person that you really want to be with right now, but you're doing it because it's convenient. Same thing with a job. You're on the job that you don't want to be on. You hate your boss. You hate the drive in the morning. You hate your coworkers, but you have to do it because it's a job, and you feel like it's safe and you're secure. But nothing, and I'm going to tell you something about life. None of that is secure. There is no security in any of that. Any of these things can be taken away from you. And I want to quote the thing that Jim Carrey said on his on a speech he gave at a college or whatever you call it. I can't think of the terms when they have these guest speakers and they give their little spill on things. You know, you can, what it was that you can fail at something you hate, so you might as well do something you love, something along those lines like that. I just feel like we're put on this earth to pursue our dreams. And if you can't pursue your dreams, then there's no need to need to live anymore, if that makes any sense. And I hate to make it sound so drastic, but there's no need to be here anymore, to be sheep, to be afraid, to not be able to do what it is that you want to do and just completely give up on life. I can't see myself living like that and just contributing my happiness to something that is within my control. Let me reword that because I said that wrong. Contributing my happiness to something, even though it's in my control, but I'm letting outside entities influence it. Or my fear consumes me to the point where I just submit to my situation and just leave it at that. Whatever you do in this life, you have the ability to, it always gets better. It'll always get better as long as you're attempting to. As long as it's never too late. It's never too late. People say, well, this happened, this happened, this happened. It's understandable, but when you look at something, it's not. It's many people who've overcome situations much more worse than yours, than mine. And they looked at it initially like, it's too late, I can't do anything about this. You never know. So with that being said, you know, I'm sorry I was long-winded. I just wanted to let you guys know how I feel and to share with you a little background on myself and what I was able to do. And I'm still not where I want to be at, because there's so much more in life that I want to accomplish. There's so many more places I want to travel. There's so many things I want to purchase. And I know that's the beauty of it, is just knowing that you still want to do these things and you're still able to. So with that being said, I implore you guys to do the same. Pursue your dreams. Don't look at it like it's the end of the world. So with that being said, hope you guys liked the video. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button along with the bell. That way you receive all the notifications for all of my future videos. I also invite you to subscribe to my other channels. The links are in the description. I have a financial and credit channel, and I also have a fitness channel, which, you know, I'm slowly adding content to that one. Let me know your thoughts on this topic as well. Make sure you guys comment below. Let me know your thoughts. If you have any topics you'd like me to discuss or you're seeking any advice, feel free to email me. The links are in the description. I also have some affiliate links for some items that I suggest, some credit items, so on and so forth. My books, make sure you guys check that out. And I also have some videos popping up here related to this topic. Make sure you guys click on them. And with that being said, peace be upon you and the mercy and blessings of the Almighty. And I will catch you guys on the next video. I'm out. Peace.